Thanks for tuning into the Northern Miner here at the Precious Metals Summit in Beaver Creek, Colorado. It's my pleasure to welcome back Rory Quinn, the CEO of Yukon Metals. Welcome.
Thanks, Henry. Thanks for having me.
Right. So, as the name suggests, Yukon Metals is an explorer with 17 assets in the territory. Drilling is underway at the AZ, Birch, and Star River deposits to focus in on gold copper systems. Let's start with looking at your drilling program. It's your first exploration season this year. Can you give us some insights as to how it's been going for you?
It's all been going very well, actually. We started the season at AZ and had a really good tour there as well, investor tour. At AZ, that's a huge property, 13,000 hectares. We have 3.5% copper outcropping 6 kilometers away from the Alaska Highway. So great access to road. Alaska Highway, that takes you all the way to Skagway, deep water port. So really ideally situated. We've done 5 holes there. Assays pending. We'll look forward to providing that detail to investors. So we think we're into a big porphyritic system there, and really it's about vectoring into the source of really all this mineralization at surface, and because there's just malachite everywhere. We found up to 1%, over 1% copper in malachite, 5 gram per ton gold in chalcopyrite in outcrop, right where we'd be drilling. So excited to see what that looks like. So in a Birch, that's another copper gold, big copper gold system. That's a 7,000 hectare property. We recently put out news on Birch, and the market has responded really well to that. So at Birch, we think we're following a scar, and we've drilled across 750 meters. Every hole we've drilled has been in scar, and which is remarkable for our inaugural drilling campaign to be in scar in every time. So we're just following along what we developed to us, a 1,400 meter long gold, copper and gold in soil anomaly, up to 0.99 gram per ton gold, and up to 0.24% copper in soil. And so we've been following this. And so I think there's a potential here to follow this scar for up to and perhaps over a kilometer, right? And that's just one scar. We think we're into a huge porphyry system. Why do we think that? Because in addition to this huge copper gold soil anomaly, we have a huge molybdenum anomaly. We have tellurium high, which in tellurium being pathfinder element common with porphyry systems in the Yukon. So we think we're excited about the potential for scale here, the potential for just even being able to follow this skarn. There's other skarns that we're getting into as well. And so even just looking into the future, a shallow skarn where we're into it as shallow as 25 meters, and then down to 250 meters to 300 meters, there's 46 meters of continuous mineralization. So really excited to be in this already. The purpose of this year for all 3 of these projects is really discovery drilling. So we want to walk away from this season with multiple discoveries, and then next year we'll come back and do resource drilling. So we'll aim to pepper Birch with drillables next season. Finally, at Star River, where we just completed the high net worth tour, that went very, very well. We've been drilling there. Now we're on our 3rd pad there at Star River. We'll be wrapping up there in a week or so. That's to remind your audience of Star River. That's where we found almost 11,000 gram per ton silver at surface, over 101 gram per ton gold. Silver and gold bearing rocks overlapping in multiple locations. In our drill holes, we've just put out visuals so far, but we're showing galena vein cutting through, which is the silver bearing rock, cutting through a quartzite vein, which is the gold bearing rock, and we can show that in core. So we the real opportunity for 2 for here in drilling with silver and gold. So very exciting. At Star, we just as I mentioned, the tour we just did, we sat down the helicopter with our guest, and steps away, we gave everyone pickaxes, and we were able to get a really shiny galena, very heavy in the hand, and everyone was very happy.
That's amazing. Wow. It reminds of frontier days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, with several programs now under your belts, how do you see one single project emerging as a flagship, or would you intend to continue a balanced approach to exploring your portfolio?
Yeah, I mean, we do still have above and beyond these three assets. There's probably about a handful of others that we see a really good potential for, and we'll work to advance them next season. Um, this season, I mean, look, I'll wait for the results, and like myself and our shareholders are eagerly awaiting assays from properties. But Star River is relatively low hanging fruit because we've got this a huge amount of silver and gold at surface that I mean, if it was in Arizona, it would have been mined 50 years ago on an all-weather access road. So it's incredibly low-hanging fruit there, and really exciting. And it's next to an area there was a mining company there about 5 kilometers away, had all of its own processing equipment and buildings. So that's really exciting. Birch, I will say, is probably if there's it really is exciting us, right? So at any one time, probably it's kind of picking your children. We've had at Star Rivers being the one that might have been considered the flagship, and then AZ just the scale and the right blocks that we're seeing so much smoke. But now Birch, particularly given that we're able to follow this skarn, and a skarn just by itself can have economic size and grade, right, just by itself. So I think Birch, we're really encouraged there.
Okay. So, as you wrap up your 2025 season, where does your treasury stand, and how does that position you for your programs next year?
Yeah, so we've gone just about $11.5 million in the treasury now. I think we'll exit the season with roughly 10, between 9 and 10 million dollars, and we have a pretty tight operation in Vancouver. We have a 3-person office. It costs us $5,500 per month. So we're really where we put our money. It's into the ground and in technical talent. So we don't have a big burn. So we'll be able to manage very very well within the $9 million of the hard dollars that we have remaining, and then we'll take all of the information from this season. Again, we'll be working to go when we wrap up exploration in this next month. We'll be pivoting from exploration and drilling to permitting for next season. So going from a class 1 permit where really you're doing your discovery drilling, you have been up to 10 people at camp, 250 person days, and so relatively limited what you can do. But then moving to a class 3 permit next year. Class 3 permit, you have up to a 50-person camp. You can, for our purposes, really relatively on like you can drill tens of thousands of meters at each property, right? And so that's going to be huge for us. So when you have that class 3, you have it for 10 years. So really increasing the value of those properties. And so we'll focus on that with these 3 properties, with Star, AZ, and Birch, and then on a number of others, like Nut, like Risby, perhaps Expo will work on sort of our class 1 drilling there next season as well.
So, the trajectory really looks to be accelerating for next year.
Definitely, you're going from your discovery drilling this season into your next season and your resource drilling. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what excites you most about your prospects over the next 12 months at Yukon Metals, and what should investors really be watching for in the coming months?
Well, we're gonna have assays now for up through the rest of this year and into January of next year. I mean, so I think those are really the catalyst is the potential for discovery here. I think we're gonna end the season with multiple discoveries, and then from there we'll take that and build a program for next year. I think you were asking about capital. So we're in a situation now where we have absolutely no need for capital. But if we're based on successful drilling and discovery next season, sure, the exploration program could be orders of magnitude larger than this one.
Excellent. Very exciting. Do you have anything else important to note about Yukon Metals?
Really, it's just a fabulous investor base as well. We with our last raise of financing, we were able to bring in some additional good investors. Ixios came in, the fund out of France. A lot of the original investors that we had doubled down roughly on their investment. So yeah, we've had a good time. But $26 million raised over the last year or so. We raised initially 38 cents at launch last year. This last April, we raised 55 cents. We've now been trading between 80 and 90 cents. So we created real value, right, with 4 shareholders pre-assay.
All right. Sounds good. There you have it. That was Yukon Metals' CEO, Rory Quinn. Thank you very much for joining me.